Now you have to figure out where you're gonna store all this stuff and how you're gonna transport all this stuff. So real quick, let me tell you my storage and transportation journey. So when I first began, I had 3 tents and no vehicle. I used my mom's SUV. The poles were in the center and the tents were just in the back. That's all I had to do one summer of delivering 3 tents. I stored everything in my mother's garage. And then as I got more stuff, I bought a Chevy S10, which is like a little tiny truck. And then as I got more stuff, I went to a Gander Mountain and got an open air trailer. And then when I got into weddings, I was still using my mom's garage. It got entirely filled. I had some stuff in the basement that we had to hand carry up, and I bought a carport from Pep Boys that looks like this, and I stored stuff in there. I had talked to a friend who had a rental company, and then he said he rents trucks from Penske or Ryder or Enterprise. So I got in touch with Ryder and rented a rental truck for every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'd go pick it up and bring it to my mother's house, and we would load up and go. Then I moved out of my mother's house into my own house. I had a much larger garage. I could fit most of it in there, but I still kept the carport thing in my yard, and I stored all my round tables in it. I would still go pick up the truck as needed, and then eventually, as I got busy enough, I would rent it for the whole summer. I eventually found a warehouse space because I outgrew the garage. A warehouse space really cheap, 3,000 square feet for 10 cents a square foot. It was kind of a nasty place. Embarrassing having customers come there. It was down like a dark side of the building. The building looks like it was falling apart. I had no water. We just peed outside. And if you had to do the other thing, you went to the gas station. So I had that for a while. Then I outgrew that and we started doing dishes. So I needed water. So I ended up buying my own warehouse. But all this time, starting in my mother's garage to my garage to a crappy warehouse to now the warehouse I'm in, I rented a box truck every summer from either Ryder, Penske, or Enterprise to handle all my deliveries for the summer. Okay, so let's talk your storage options. So first things first is a garage. If you have a garage, empty it out, sacrifice your car or truck in there in the winter. You'll have to get the snow off, but you have a garage. Not everyone has a garage, I understand, but if you have a yard, perhaps you can put a shed up or get one of those carports from Pep Boys. Next is storage units, one of those 10 by 20 things or whatever. I know a lot of companies that start out using storage units, then get 2 units in the same place, then maybe 3 before they're eventually making enough money to afford rent at a warehouse. This other YouTube guy, Events Down South, he uses 3 storage units. I took his video from his YouTube page. So storage units is an option. Another thing that people do is, they have a truck or an SUV and they buy a trailer, and, if they have a small amount of stuff, everything can go in the trailer. My friend has a box truck and he set the box truck up to be able to be his warehouse and his delivery vehicle. Another guy near me has all his stuff in 2 trailers, all his wedding stuff, because he does one big wedding tent in one trailer, all his littler tents in another trailer. He does have a garage, but it's like tiny, like a motorcycle can fit in it. So his delivery and storage is both in those trailers. Obviously next, if you can afford rent somewhere, then rent a warehouse, small, large, whatever it can be. Doesn't have to be pretty either. When you're first starting out, most of the time people aren't coming to you, and you can just do, people don't pick stuff up. You're just a delivery only company. So if you can find warehouse space, great. Now, let's say you don't have ability to do any of these options. You don't have a garage. You don't have room in your yard for a shed or carport. There's no storage units around you. You can't find a warehouse space. Then you're going to kind of have to hustle. I know a few people, they got small rental companies. In their apartment, they have cleared out their dining room. They no longer have a dining room. Everything is in their dining room. And they take it out of their apartment to their vehicle whenever they got to do delivery. It's easy if you're on the first floor. You kind of got to hustle if you live on the second floor. When I first began, I had stuff in my mother's basement, had to carry it up by hand. My friend Randy has stuff in his basement, has to walk it out his basement. There's, don't worry about storage because you'll be able to figure it out. Some things are going to be easier and some things are going to be harder. It's definitely going to be harder if you got to use your apartment, but it gets you going. It's free storage, gets you going, gets you started. I mean, when you're first starting out and you don't have that much, putting stuff in your dining room, you're going to be able to do that. Clear out a bedroom, clear out a living room, turn your entire apartment into your warehouse, because your goal here is to be trying to make money. So you got lots of options: garage, shed, Pep Boys, carport kind of thing, storage units, actual warehouse, or hustle hard, get stuff in where you can, or if you can afford it, buy a trailer, and your trailer is your delivery vehicle and your storage. Your delivery options. If you have a car, it's going to be more difficult, but not impossible. There's several people I know that use only a car because they have started with a few things. Like if you've got these chairs, these kind of chairs can stack easily, go in the back seat of your car. Tables are going to be a little harder. You're going to have to make the decision to buy, the plastic tables that fold in half. Those can go in the trunk or in the back of the car. If you're doing stuff like this dance floor, it comes apart in 1x1 sections. So it's going to take a little longer to set up and tear apart, but you can tear it down into 1x1 sections, put it in the back of your car. Obviously, if you have a truck, everything's gonna be a lot easier. I had a tiny truck. I did have to do multiple trips in a day, go deliver, come back, but it gets you hustling, gets you going, gets you able to get the stuff out. So you may have to use your pickup truck, go do the delivery, come back, pick up your stuff and go back out again. Same thing with an SUV. So if you have an SUV or truck, you can put a hitch on it and either rent a trailer from U-Haul as you need it, or go get a cheap utility trailer. The thing that sucks about a utility trailer is it's, open, so if it's raining, stuff's gonna get wet. Or you can get an enclosed trailer. It's awesome if you already own these things, already own a truck or SUV and an enclosed trailer. Next is a box truck. Awesome if you already own a box truck or one of your family members does. But you can usually pick up a really old box truck for a few $1,000s. It's not going to be dependable, but it's going to do what it needs to do. You can also rent a box truck. If you're doing enough business, you can rent one for the whole summer. You pay week by week, and yeah, it is kind of expensive, but usually one job, like a 20x20 job filled with tables and chairs, will pay for it for the week, and all the rest is your money. You just go down to Ryder, Enterprise, Penske, and get quotes from them. And you take the quote from Penske and you show it to Ryder, then Ryder will beat it. Then you show that to Enterprise, and Enterprise will beat it. And then you go back until you finally get the best deal, because they all want your business. If you're not doing enough business where you can rent it for the whole summer, just rent it as needed. So I used to pick it up in the morning and drop it off at night on only the days that I needed it. Sure, it sucked having to drive all the way down and come back with it, but it saved money for the time being and allowed me to do my deliveries. And then once I was delivering stuff every day and picking stuff up every day, then I just rented it for the whole summer and just parked it in my driveway at my house because I was out of my garage. And then once I got the warehouse, it stayed at the warehouse. So yeah, it is kind of expensive, but it's doable. And that's kind of like the industry secret. A lot of people just think that these tent companies own all their trucks. They don't. Maybe like the larger companies own a few of their own trucks, but the majority they rent, because in the winter you don't need that many trucks. Plus it's very cost prohibitive to own all these trucks when you don't need all of them. So even like the largest companies doing 5-6 million a year, they got like 3 of their own trucks and they rent like 20 more for the summer. So it's a secret. It's not anything that is like looked down upon. A lot of companies rent trucks. So between big companies, you either have a bunch of box trucks or you have trucks with trailers. And so if you got trucks, you could own a few trailers. You could take the truck, drop off a trailer, a crew goes in a car and sets everything up. You come back to the warehouse, grab another trailer, bring it somewhere else. Or you have several trucks to do that. The good thing about trailers is if you don't have warehouse space, your trailer can also be your warehouse space. You could just have it in your yard or rent a lot with no buildings on it and just have your trailers there as your warehouse, and then take those trailers where you need to go bring them. So as you're on this journey trying to start this business, don't get so hung up on storage. you're gonna be able to find a way. Whether that's an easy way of renting a warehouse, or you have a garage already, or can afford a trailer to store stuff in, or put a shed or carport on your property. Or for the delivery, you already have something that can tow a trailer or a large enough vehicle or van or box truck, or you rent something, and everything in between. Some of it's gonna be hard. You're going to have to hustle. You're gonna have to use physical labor. You may have to be loading stuff on a second floor apartment or in a basement of your house. You may have to be doing multiple trips a day. This is all just to get beginning. Don't get the mindset like, wow, this is gonna be hard. I don't have storage. Everything's gonna have to be in different rooms, or I'm gonna have to make multiple trips a day. Your goal is to become rich one day, right? So you have to take the hard, difficult steps now. You have to hustle. You have to put in the physical labor. Cancel your gym membership because you don't need it anymore, because your gym is going to be carrying things up and down stairs from the second, third floor apartment. We're carrying stuff up from the basement. We're carrying stuff from your backyard because you got a shed all the way in the back. That's your gym membership. You are going to hustle hard, because after your first, second year, you're going to be able to afford a storage unit or a warehouse, or buy that box truck or trailer and turn that into your warehouse and delivery vehicle. You guys are going to have to hustle. Don't get caught up on storage. You live somewhere probably that you can convert into your warehouse. Just do it. Just say yes to this and you'll figure it out. And yes, some of it's gonna suck, but you'll get to the point where it won't suck anymore and everything will get a lot easier. No one ever said being in business is easy. It's hard, especially in the beginning, but you're gonna hustle. So thanks for watching. Remember that, yeah, it's gonna be hard. If you don't have money to get a warehouse or a trailer or something, you're gonna have to hustle. Just, understand that it's going to be a hustle, but you can do it. It's been done before you. I did it. Countless people did it. So don't be scared. If you got any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section. I'll try to answer. Let me know. Hey, I only got an apartment and I turned my dining room into my warehouse, or I bought a trailer and turned that into my warehouse, or you're renting a storage unit. Go ahead and tell me. Other people will want to see. And if you are really concerned, just tell me your story. Leave me a comment. Tell me your story, and we can have a discussion and talk about your options. So everyone, thanks for watching.